Hello and welcome to this edition of Movie Television Editorial Comment. The demolition of houses in Chingola's Kasope area has indeed raised public debate, but what is shocking is to hear Nakachinda and Munduwile from the Patrick Front coming out of their caves to demonize the UPND, when in fact the party they served under is the cause of the misery people of Kasope are experiencing. It is a case of a rejected and divorced husband trying to paint the new husband to his former wife black using a cartel of poster runners, just like those who used to talk on our behalf to a girl who we were chasing after. To put this into context, in our opinion, we are of the view that Nakachinda and Bran Munduwile must be burying themselves in shame because their government allowed illegality and lawlessness to take precedence at the expense of public bodies like councils who were supposed to operate professionally. In fact, to remind the two individuals, on October 10, 2020, Movie Television ran a series of stories where Kawe residents had their houses demolished for building on a land reserve for the military. This was despite affected residents having legal papers showing ownership from the Kawe City Council, a typical case of how land administration under the Patriotic Front was rotten to the core. Hence any talk from Nakachinda and Munduwile about land administration in the current government should be dismissed, as their sympathy is based on hypocrisy. Talk of hypocrisy like a Mankole which tries to be good to the people after it was rejected through the ballot paper last year in August. Victims of Kasope should clearly read through the people who are now trying to be angels when they are the ones who put them in such fix of not properly administering the affairs of the country. As we end our editorial comment, we must emphasize that Zambia comes from a regime that was brutal and based on lawlessness, and fixing such a mess by the UPND will definitely hurt a lot of people caught on the wrong side of the law. We advise the current government to quickly get rid of cadre-minded people at councils across the country who are only thirsty for people's money in exchange of illegal land allocation. The pain of spending thousands of monies to build a house and see it erased to dust because some politicians wanted to gain political mileage during election is a criminal and immoral action which the two post runners from the PF are now trying to take advantage of, when in fact they are the causers. Anyway, it is a typical way of a Mankole and post runners of a rejected and divorced husband trying to paint the new husband of the former wife black. That's your editorial opinion for Movie Television.